All right, with that being said, we have officially 50 days left until the new year. I'm not sure exactly when you're watching this coaching call or when you're tapping into this, but I want to share some information I believe that is going to be super impactful and super important for you as we just move forward. And the reason why I think this is so important because there's so many people not dominating right now. There's so many people not living up to their full potential. So I wrote down some things that I believe that everybody from all of our clients, all of our mentees, that anybody watching this or tapping into this coaching session, it will absolutely help. And then we're going to jump in and just answer as many questions as we can. And the very first thing I want to talk about, and this is going to sound kind of counterintuitive, but the first thing I want everybody to take a minute, I want y'all to write this down. This is going to be critical as we move forward in 2023. And one of the things that I need you to focus on is having a singular focus. And you're probably going, as I touch on this, some of you going to be like, Neo, but you're doing a lot of things. I'm doing a lot of things. I don't know if I could focus on this. But one of the things I want you to take a minute and really write down, if I could only focus on one thing that can bring my money, that can bring my business revenue, that can bring my business, like that can help me, what would it be? And the reason why I want to talk about the singular focus for a minute, because I realized that when I first started, y'all, I was running 3-4 businesses. And I don't know if anybody feels this way. Like I was running my junk removal business. I was running my fruit truck business. I'm running my moving business. But what most people don't understand is this: you only have 100% focus. And with you only having 100% focus, if I'm running 3 things without a team, and this is specifically for those like Neil, I don't have a team yet, right? If you're running this without a team, what happens now is you're giving all of those different things 33% each. So sometimes we'll be like, yo, Neil, I got one business that's doing 6 figures. I got one business that isn't. I got another business that isn't. And oftentimes the reason why that's the case, because you're most likely a one-man show. And outside of you being a one-man show, you're scattering your focus, and now nothing is growing to the level that it can grow. So it's unfortunate. I got to tell you, you might have to kill some things. You might have to let go of some of the things you've been focusing on, some of the things that you're working on, so you can lock in on one thing. I remember earlier on, like about 4 years ago, I made a decision. I said, yo, I'm going to go ahead and lock in on digital marketing. I'm going to get good at digital marketing. I want to become the best I could possibly be. And at that time, we had 2 event spaces. I'm like, and somebody said, Neil, you should actually help people get event spaces. I'm like, why not? And that's when I decided to lock in on what we call a webinar, right? And it's something that you could do. And I decided to do that every week straight for 2 years. And I focused on becoming a better speaker. I focused on becoming a better marketer. I focused on being able to teach and really help people get results. But what I didn't notice, that one singular focus that I focused on, it allowed me to grow in multiple areas. So what you don't understand, or what you may don't know, is having one singular focus sometimes is great because you're still growing in multiple areas, right? And the second thing I want you to write this down when we talk about having a singular focus, this is a critical piece to this. I want y'all to take a minute, write it down, put it in the chat, write it down. It's optimized. When you have a singular focus, it gives you an opportunity to see all the different ways that you can improve the process. It shows you, well, I didn't do too well in this area. Now you can fix that. I didn't do too well in that area. Now you can fix that. Hey, I could do a little bit better with this. Now you can fix that, right? So what I want you to do, take a minute right now. Think about everything that you're doing. And if you only could focus on one thing right now, write down what that one thing is. After you write down what that one thing is, cool. So after you write down what that one thing is, I want you to take a minute. Now that we wrote down the one thing, write down optimize. Like, what are some things, like some of you are doing things right now where the process can be improved. You're doing things right now that if you take a minute right now, you can make that process so much better. You can optimize your sales experience. You can optimize your fulfillment experience. So one of the things we've been focused on in our companies is how do we optimize every experience? So we take a moment and we write down all the different, and I want you to do this as we go into this new year or period with your business. Write down the different departments, write down the different things that you do. And I want you to write optimize and come up with 3 to 5 ways to improve every single area. So for us, we want to improve our sales process. I was just speaking to my team earlier, just say our event space program. And I know we have several of our clients on this particular coaching call. I'm like, I want to change the process that when someone joins our event space program, within 7 days, if they're eligible, I already want them to say they were able to get 25 to 50,000 in credit. They already hired their realtor. They already set up their LLC. They already spoke to their municipal service building. So guess what happens? In 7 days, you're helping somebody get extreme results. Now, again, people are getting some of them results now, but sometimes it's taking a month. Sometimes it's taking 2 months because I realize we aren't putting enough pressure on them to say, yo, we need you on this. We need to hold you accountable. These first 7 days, what did you do today? What did you do second day? What did you do the third day? What did you do the fourth day? So just what I'm telling y'all to do, optimizing your experiences, is that's something that we're doing across our entire company. And what this is going to do is going to help our clients get greater results, right? It's going to help our company perform better. It's going to help our company become more profitable. And it's going to help people talk more about what it is that we're doing and how we're helping others. So guess what happens now when we're doing this? What happens now? Everything is improving. But guess what? We had one singular focus. We're focusing on one thing. Now, again, I don't have to focus on one thing as much because I do have a team. But for those like, yo, I'm a solopreneur, I'm by myself. You need to get focused on what what is the singular focus that I need to be doing, because you cannot do a million things great. So what I've been focusing on, Neo, what are my biggest strengths? What are the things I'm extremely good at? And I must give them things all of my attention, all of my energy, all of my focus. Somebody in the chat write focus if this is making sense. Next, write this thing down. Leverage. Going into this year, watching this video, we have to start focusing on leverage. Leverage is pulling a small lever that may open a big door, right? Think about leverage as a hinge, right? Like it's only 2 or 3 hinges that open up a door. No matter how big the door is, generally it may be 2 or 3 hinges, but the leverage is locked in there, which allows the door to swing with a sense of smoothness. Why? That's systems, that's processes, that's leverage. And for you, I need everybody to take a moment with your leverage and write down, who do I need on my team, right? It's a great book. Y'all should read. It's called Who Not How. A lot of you are focusing on the how, and instead you should be focusing on the who. Say it one more time. A lot of you are focusing on the how, and instead you should be focusing on the who. Who can help me get here? What team member can help get this done? Like for me, I'm not focusing on learning all these different areas that I'm not good at. Well, I don't want to spend any money, so I'm not going to hire a VA. So now you're stuck in the business doing things when you can have a virtual assistant running certain areas of your business. So one leverage feature for everybody here who does not have a team, your very first level leverage point is hiring you a virtual assistant. Next, write it down. When you're hiring this, and guys, I hope you are catching it if you're listening to this. And I want to say something because this is critical and I think this is so important. I have so many people. No, I don't have a lot of people, but sometimes I hear this. Neo, I heard that before. I heard that play. You talked about getting a virtual assistant. Neo, I heard the play about getting an event space. Neo, I heard the play about getting an ebook. And I realized that you heard the play, but you have yet to run the play. I'm going to say it one more time. You have heard the play, but you have yet to run the play. So because you haven't ran the play, you have yet to get the results that you should have already had because you didn't run the play. So one of your focuses has to be your leverage. Leverage is, who do I need on my team? Write it down. Start writing down. And you may not have the finances yet for the person, but who do I need on my team, right? Do I need a COO? Do I need a director of ops? Do I need a chief financial officer? Do I need a virtual assistant? After that is next, do me a quick favor directly under it. Some of y'all don't need a full employee. Some of you might need an agency. You may don't have time to learn how to run ads. Who can run the ads for me? Not how. What agencies do I need to help me get to the next level? Can you hire an agency to run your ads? Can you hire an agency to do your SEO? Can you hire an agency to write your emails? Can you hire an agency to manage your event space? Can you hire an agency or a person to run your programs? Leverage. So we got employees. Leverage. We have agencies. Leverage. Write it down. We have softwares. What softwares do I need to make this thing more efficient and more effective? And let me note this. Everybody, I need you to take a minute because I see this so much in our event space group. I see this. We be focusing too much on the fees are hurting me. So do you not want to accept the money because it's the fees to get the money? The customer had $1,000 event. They charged me $50 in the fees. Do you not want the $1,000 because you got to accept a $50 fee? Charge your customer a 1 to 3% processing fee, so now you can go ahead and recover that. Remember, y'all, we got to start getting creative. Somebody put creative in the chat. Like, we got to start thinking outside of the box sometimes. Like, okay, instead of me paying the fees, guess what? You have to pay the fees. And it's very simple. So don't say, well, I don't want to get this software. It's going to cost you. You got to think, what will it cost you not to have it? What will it cost you to not to put your customers on automation? I don't want to buy $100 software a month. Okay, do it yourself. So one of your areas of growth is your leverage. It's people, agencies, and softwares. Those can free you up that allow you to operate in your zone of genius. And that's the next thing. Everybody write it down. My zone of genius. What is it? Like your zone of genius. What is it? My zone of genius. Put in the comments, what is your zone of genius? Like, what is this thing that I am extremely good at? What is this thing that everybody know me for this? What is your zone of genius? And that's the area that ideally you want to operate in the most, because that is going to get you the greater results. If y'all want me to go operate as an accountant, Nehemiah is not bringing the greatest results to the situation that he can bring. I'm not an accountant. So now I'm trying to learn accounting. I'm trying to learn QuickBooks. I'm trying to learn that's not helping me drive revenue to our company. So Nehemiah operates in his zone of genius, and you hire one of those areas of leverage to do those things that you are not great at. I'm great at networking. I'm great at structuring JV deals. I'm great at partnerships. I'm great at marketing. I'm great at launching things. Those are some of my areas of genius. Am I the most organized? That's not something you're going to want me for. Am I going to keep track of all the paperwork? That's not something you want me for. Let me focus and operate in my zone of genius, because I could get so much more done. And some of you aren't reaching the level of success that you want because you're trying to strengthen things that you are just very weak at. It's just like some of you are weak at something and you're trying your best to strengthen it, and it's just really not your thing. Social media, that's something that you should get strong at. And if you can't do it, that's when you hire somebody. It's certain things that you do need to get strong at. I'm not telling you got to be an accountant, but you do need to look at your numbers. Next, I want y'all to take a minute and write this down. And I wrote this down because I want y'all to notice, because a lot of you don't know what this is. I want y'all to take a minute. For those who have event spaces, for those who have coaching programs, for those who are doing a bunch of different things, right? I help blank. Your target audience. Take a minute. Let's fill this in. I help blank. That's your target audience. Write down who that is. Is it single mothers? Is it single fathers? Is it coaches, consultants, course creators? Is it accountants? And y'all can put in the chat, who do you help? I help blank overcome what? What's their problem? If you helping them, you know their problem. I help coaches overcome burnout. I help coaches overcome not making enough money in their business, right? What are you helping them overcome? By doing what? By coaching them. By what? By what? So I help blank, that's your target audience, overcome blank, that's what their problem is, by doing what? And this will give people an idea of who you actually serve and who the people you can help. Next, I want to talk about a couple more things, and we're going to go ahead and open this up for questions. Next thing I want to talk about, and I talk about this in every speech, but I feel like I'm obligated to do it. And this still is somewhat mindset, but audit. And the reason why I talk about it so much, because it's critical to your growth. It is nothing like, as we move forward to these new years, to these new opportunities, there's going to be some things and some actions and some people that you're going to literally have to let go. Some of you got to stop answering your phone. I tell people this every time I speak. I don't know. I have to do this because this changed things for me. Every day, look at your phone, your last 72 hours. I want you to take a moment and write and note. Take a moment, write and note. Everybody you called, everybody you text, everybody who called you, and directly next to their phone name, was it business? Was it a deposit, or was it a withdrawal? A lot of us, you are being depleted every single day by useless conversations. You're being depleted every single day by conversating with people who cannot help you grow. You are being depleted every single day by people who just is not even worth you having a conversation with. Like, you got to get very clear on that. Like, it's nothing personal, but I can't answer that call. I can't respond to that text. Why? Because you're in a growth area, meaning every single day you must find a way to grow. You must find a way to focus on your goals, on your dreams, like every day, y'all. And if you take this into the new year, everything changes. Another thing I want y'all to take a minute, right? Change your mindset. This is a little switch. I used to do this about 2 years ago. I stopped doing it, but I changed the date in my phone and my mindset to it's January 1st. Every day it's a mental switch. You're like, Neil, what you talking about? The reason why I operate and talk about it being January 1st, because when you are operating in this way, it's January 1st, right? It's critical. When you're operating in this way, guess what happens? Every single day you're waking up on fire. Every single day you feeling like, yo, I got to accomplish something today. Every single day you want to be productive. Every single day you talking about your New Year's resolutions. Every single day you want to talk about growth. What if you keep the same, like somebody asked me in the comments. Somebody answer this for me in the comments. If you had that mindset for all 365 of this year, would you be further? Yes or no right now? If the mindset that you had on January 1st of this year, if you kept that same intensity, the same determination, the same mindset, the same habits, the same focus, you will be out of this world. So guess what happens? We mentally just make that switch now and start acting like every single day is January 1st. Every single day we're focused. Every single day we're locked in. Every single day we're pushing forward to become the best that we could be. Everything changes. Like, you have to make that a singular focus, right? Like, yo, I got to focus on this. Next, let's write this thing down. We talked about singular focus. This is where it could be counterintuitive. Everybody here, we must take a moment and write down. And the reason why this is so critical, you need to take a minute. Some of y'all believe that you got to go in and start a new business. And this sounds a little counterintuitive, but I got to get this to you because everybody's at a different place in their business. But I need y'all to take a moment and write down what's more ways you can get money out of what you're currently doing. If you have an event space, possibly adding a photo booth. If you have an event space, right? Offering the chafing dishes for an extra $100 because they don't have them. If you have an event space, maybe offering ice. Now, that may be too small of a number, but take a moment and write down, how can I maximize and get more money out of the clients? It's funny, we just rented a house that we were looking at purchasing. We paid her $20,000 an hour, and this will be helpful for y'all. We paid her $20,000, to use the home, right? We also gave her a $20,000 deposit. So for everybody listening on the event space, this is something that we're adding in the refined course. We must increase the cost of the deposit. Most of the times we're getting a $150 deposit, $200 deposit. A lot of people are disrespecting our spaces because they don't have enough skin in the game. We gave her a $20,000 deposit. Every car over 10 cars is $500. Every person over every car over 10 cars on a property is $350. Every person over 100 people on the property is $500. You want to bet that my team was on top, that it wouldn't be more than 10 cars, that it wouldn't be more than 100 people? Why? Because I did not want to lose a $20,000 security deposit. So guess what happens? Every single week, that lady is keeping anywhere from 5 to 50% of people's security deposit because they're disobeying the rules. So she possibly making an extra $20,000, $30,000 a month on security deposits, which equal $360,000 per year on something. Start writing down, how can I squeeze more money out of my current business before you say I need to go start a new business. Next, money-making activities. You must start focusing weekly on activities that produce revenue for your company. 5, 10, 15 activities that this is a revenue producer. Take a minute, write 10 of them down, like stretch yourself. These are things that bring revenue into my business. Joint ventures, affiliate partnerships, Facebook ads, TikTok ads, influencers. What are things that I can incorporate that I'm not, that can bring me more revenue to my business? You need to sit here and think of 20 to 50 different ways to bring new revenue into what you're doing. I'm telling you, your business will change if you could figure this out, because you're going to generate more revenue. So when we're thinking about filling events, we're thinking of not 3 ways to fill an event. We're thinking about 20, 30 ways. We're thinking about, okay, let's do radio. Let's do direct mail. Let's do affiliates. Let's invite guests. Let's have speakers do it. Let's pay people to send an email. Let's pay people to send a text. Let's do flyers. Let's do yard signs. Let's do billboards. Let's do ads. We're not just saying, hey, just run Facebook ads. That'll do the trick. You have to get creative and go, like someone said, relentless, Max said. This is how your business is going to grow. You cannot play with this coming year as if things are going to get easier. You got to act like things are going to get harder, and you got to operate now like it's going to get harder. So that means taking advantage right now. Like I tell people all the time, it was a lot easier for me to advertise online a few years ago than it is now. Now we're incorporating all new strategies, but what if we gave it everything that we had when it was easier? So what I'm asking you to do, you have to get very personable with going all in. You got to be very personable about what your time, who you're communicating with, what conversations you're having. You got to get very intentional about your money-making activities. You got to become very intentional about the conversations you're having with yourself. You got to be very intentional about the people who you're communicating with. It got to start becoming intentional. Every phone call is on, every text. Like certain things I can't do because I'm thinking about my time and being intentional. It's conversations I can't have. It's places I can't go because I'm being intentional. My brothers Troy and Rashad always talk about earn your leisure. Before I'm doing things for pleasure, I'm asking myself, what did I do in my business today to earn this? And this is just a bonus. I'm going to get this to you. Somebody write call to actions. Every single post that you're writing and doing and posting, there should be some sort of call to action in your emails, right? I'm going to do a new video later on about, I'm just going to add on to my RR method, which stands for repackage and repurpose. But one of the things, when I'm done filming this for you, after our coaching session, after I do some Q&A, one of the things I'm going to do is this. I'm going to literally go ahead and film 5 different videos, but I'm going to turn that into 25 videos. And I'll give you guys a prime example. Hey, what's up, guys? So listen, I want to go ahead and share with you 3 different ways right now that I recommend you do when you get event space. Number 1, you want to find your location. You want to look for a location that's anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000 square feet. You want to make sure this is a commercial location. Number 2, you want to go ahead and fund it, right? One of the ways I recommend you fund it is using what we call OPM, right? Business credit. And one of the banks that you could go to is Key Bank. Another card that you can also go to is Leverage Floor and Decor. Number 3, I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about automation. Automation is something very important. One of the first things you want to do in this business, you want to hire yourself a virtual assistant. Hiring a virtual assistant, they're going to handle your contracts. They're going to handle bookings. They're going to handle reviews. They're going to handle all of those things. If you're interested in learning more, I'm having a workshop breaking this thing down for you. Go ahead and click the link below. Now, guess what? What I just did was that's one video, but I just talked about the workshop. Now, the second thing I talk about, hey, if you're interested in learning how we teach you this, go ahead and click the link below and we're going to go ahead and schedule a call. Hey, if you're interested in learning more, go ahead and follow me on YouTube. I break down this in great detail. Hey, if you're interested in learning more, go ahead and call this number XYZ. So now guess what? We filmed 1 pillar video and we put 5 different call to actions on it. So now I got 5 different videos that can go on Instagram, that could go on TikTok, Instagram, that could go on TikTok, that could go on Facebook, that could go on LinkedIn, that could go on YouTube. But now you do that with your business, right? So whether you're a coach, whether you own event spaces, like you want to talk to your different customers, right? So you could, hey, this video, I'm calling all ladies, I'm calling all female entrepreneurs, I'm calling all bosses. Then you get into your message. It will be the same exact message. Hey, this video is specifically for all my male entrepreneurs. Then you may get into the same message, right? But you're now targeting and communicating with different people. So let's say you had a Facebook group where it's all men at, you're going to put the all men message in that Facebook group. So again, I just wanted to give you that every post, everything you do should have some sort of call to action. Another thing, let me give you guys this. If y'all want me to keep going in the comments, say one more. Let me give you guys this because I think this is so super important. And if y'all heard me recently on David Shands, I talked about using what you have. This is another concept around that. Some of you have found something that has worked in your business and you decided not to repeat it. Some of you are making the biggest mistake by finding something that works in your business and not repeating it. Nehemiah, what do you mean by that? So let's hypothetically say you hired an influencer to promote your business. It worked. And you never hired the influencer again. You double back and hire the influencer again. You send out a text message that calls people to buy your product. You send a text message out maybe now every single month. You send an email out that worked, that had your most open rates. You send an email out again. You send an email out to everybody who didn't open it. You send the same email out every single month. So one of the things we have our team doing, I'm sharing this with you, we're going back. We're looking at posts that we post before. Did it work? Redo it. Emails that we sent before that work, resend it. Text that we sent out before, resend it. What was our Christmas campaign last year? Did it work? Run it again. What was our Black Friday campaign last year? Did it work? Run it again. I want you to get in a process of putting out stuff so you can identify what's working. And that's really what I wanted to share with y'all today. Just wanted to go ahead and share some things that I believe and I know I talked about a bunch of different things, but I believe if you extract these things down in your business, a whole lot can really grow for you. So I wanted to share this. Now I want to take a moment and I want to go ahead and answer about 20, 30 different questions around event spaces, around business, around whatever it is that you want. So what I would like y'all to do is go ahead and actually just go ahead and drop your questions in the chat, and I'm going to go ahead and knock out as many of them as I can. And again, y'all, I just wanted to come on here and just give you guys some game that I know it can add an extra $1,000 to your bank account, 10,000, some 100,000. But the biggest thing I meant to say, and I think this is critical, is that none of this will work unless you do. I just want to note that, because a lot of times, a lot of us are looking for our next play, and you haven't ran the last play. It's so critical. Like, so many people come up to me like, yo, can you give me another play? You didn't run the one I gave you 2 years ago. You didn't run the one that you heard me talk about on the podcast. I still talk about the overnight posts, and most entrepreneurs don't do it, and it helps so many entrepreneurs make extra money. It's very simple posts. It's very, very simple concept. Set it up on Hootsuite. Have a virtual assistant do it. You never do it. You want one and done. Simple. So again, a lot of times I could give simple things, but if you're not running them, it doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and jump into some questions. Y'all could just fill them up in the comments, and I'm going to just go ahead and just start knocking them out. What's one of the best ways to grow and get better on social media? I'm a tax strategist. One of the things I recommend, Rudy, is utilizing value content. Value content is super duper important. It's really where you go ahead and share all the different things about taxes. You make it explainable. You make it relatable. You make it where people are like, oh man, this is extremely good. So you may want to go ahead and film with a videographer a day and film as much content as you can, right? And you might want to talk about the Augusta, whatever, where you can rent your house for a certain amount of time in a year. You want to talk about how you can write off business trips, not vacations, business trips. You want to talk about the wrap around the weekend. So you want to just go ahead and educate your customers on that. And one of the strategies that I tell people to do this is good. Go ahead and join as many Facebook groups as you can. And when you join these Facebook groups, you just want to go ahead and create 3 to 5 different pillar pieces of content that you can post in all of these groups that just give value. If you give enough value, people are going to want to come see you and want to come do business with you. And the other thing, you want to leverage OPA and OPS, other people audiences and other people's stages. Go to other people communities and teach them. What Black Friday? Christine, what's up? Can't wait to see you in Dubai. What Black Friday sale do you recommend for the event space? I don't recommend, Christine, going crazy heavy on sales because it is a physical thing you have to fulfill. But maybe you might take $100 off, $200 off for those who book in full right now for 2023 events, right? So that's one thing that you can offer. You might could say half off for an hour during a certain time and just see if you can run up 10, 20, 30 bookings at that time and fill up your calendar. So that's something quick. To me, now, I think that sounds pretty nice. I help entrepreneurs build confidence and structure their message to deliver it on stage or in venues. I don't know if you need the venues. I help entrepreneurs build confidence and structure their message to deliver on stage and make money, or something around what does it help them do when they deliver it on stage. Build confidence was huge and structure their message. I think that's pretty strong. Maybe add a little bit to it. We do live and virtual events. Live use Eventbrite tracking links, promo codes with our affiliates with ClickFunnels. Wanted to know what you use, promo codes, etc. What you use. Promo code. We don't use a lot of promo codes personally. What traffic source would you use if you're looking to book high ticket sales with married businessmen with children? That's a good question. What traffic source would you use if we're looking to book high ticket sales calls with married businessmen and children? I'll probably be running Facebook ads and letting Facebook spends a lot of money on just their system. So I would probably run Facebook ads. I don't know if you're running the traffic, and it will find the men. It will find married men. You're able to segment them men. I would also probably at some point, not many people are doing this, Dion. I would look into direct mail because you could do a good job segmenting people with direct mail. That's something that most people aren't doing, that I would go ahead and give that a shot. But I would say Facebook ads. I would also say YouTube ads. But ideally, I tell people you got to focus on getting one traffic source dialed in before you go try to do 2, 3 of them. It just normally don't work that great when you're trying to go in. Oh yeah, let me run every source and without having like a good agency. Looking to write my first book. Any advice on what would be beneficial? Just write it, bro. Honestly, commit first, figure out the rest later. One of the best ways to do it, I don't know how far along you're in the process, but get a cover done and start taking pre-orders, which is going to force you to go ahead and get it done. I'll give you an example. I just wrote a book. It's partially wrote. We really did a speech. I turned it into a book. 7 steps for having a 7-figure event. And the full funnel was done. Everything is done. Actually, I need to do some videos for it. But I haven't pushed it out because I just haven't gotten to it. But if I go sell it, I'm going to go push it out because now you got to fulfill it, right? So I recommend that. Is a good business to start an event center business? I think so. I love it. We have a couple, and I've helped 500 people start to date. So yes. If you were to start a podcast, what type of content would you start with no audience? I mean, that would be a question you got to answer. It would be relative to what it is you want to educate on. So for me, my podcast is called Accelerate the Greatness, around putting out content for entrepreneurs to help them grow their businesses. So, and again, you got to start, like one of the things my brother told me, he said, your goal is to win one person over every single day. You don't got to go in and build a million people audience. And my guy, Anthony O'Neill, said this the other day. It was so powerful, y'all. He said it was so powerful. He said, listen, you only need 2,000 people to make $1 million in your business. And I think the numbers is 2,000 people. Get 2,000 people to give you $500. That's $1 million. You figure out how to do that annually, changes the game. So you don't need a bunch of people. Start serving one person at a time and getting them results, and your name will spread. Information will begin to spread. Is it hard to get zoned for a girl spot? I never did that. It will be a process, though. What's a great network template to use for application of the event space? Honestly, I got an accountant who would just pull the P&Ls. I don't have an app for you. Check out Mint. Like, post it in our Facebook group. I'm sure somebody probably have an app they could recommend for you. Where's the best place to find a VA? I can't tell you the best place. One place is onlinejobs.ph. I don't have an affiliate with them. Another place is va.io. Those are 2 places that you could check into. What's a great Black Friday, especially for a relationship coach? I do a challenge and have high ticket groups. Maybe, Kristen, I will recommend just discounting the tickets for the challenge on that day or that weekend. I don't recommend ever discounting your coaching. I don't do the discount your coaching per se, unless it was like a course. Hi, Neo. I've written 4 books. Should I use one as a free book or to get emails and then set up a sales funnel for the other books after the free book? Karen, that's not a bad idea. You could go ahead and put a book out now for free just so you could start collecting phone numbers and leads. I don't think that's a bad idea. Then doubling back in a month or a couple months and now selling one. Or you could just sell straight from the beginning. But it would help if you have 0 audience, you have 0 text, you have 0 email. It would help you to do it that way. Yes. What is a fair compromise if I'm borrowing someone else's event space? That question isn't clear enough for me, but if you're partnering with them, you got to come up with a structure that makes sense for them financially. 50-50 is kind of a lot because they actually got to fulfill. But maybe if you could send them work and you get anywhere from $100 to $300 per booking, that may be helpful. What systems do you use for automated email marketing? So we use ConvertKit, but for my e-commerce entrepreneurs, you would probably use something called Klaviyo. But as for digital marketing, we use ConvertKit, but any email responder, and of course you got to learn how to tag and do all of that. But the key is that you want to write the emails. And one bonus thing that I recommend everybody do is you want to go ahead, whether for your event space, your digital business, you want to go ahead and create a nurture email sequence. So your people will buy or opt in. They should be able to receive anywhere from 1 to 3 emails in the first week that you had their information. What good is having the email if you don't use it? It's like not having it. So I recommend everybody take a minute with your homework and just write 3 emails up that you now, anytime somebody opt in, they'll get those over a week where you can start building that sense of community. I just got the permit to get my event space built out, and that may take until the top of the year to finish. What can I do in the meantime to get ready, not knowing the exact timeline? So, Jeff, a couple things that I would do is I would probably start marketing it now. I would start some pre-specials, letting people know you'll be taking bookings early February, and you might be giving 50% off right now just to get some money in to help you with the build out if you're using cash. I would also start meeting and connecting with other event space owners in the area where if you're getting calls right now, like I would try to get my space up on Google now, although you don't have pictures, but I would start building relationships with people right now. Because guess what? If you're getting a call, you can't take it anyway. You go ahead and send that call to somebody. And guess what? You might just give it to them for free or say, hey, every call I send you or every booking I give you, can you give me $100? Can you give me $200? But start building a relationship. Another one is I would build relationships with local funeral homes, local daycares. Local daycares could be doing graduation parties, different events at your venue. Local funeral homes, I like them because they're frequently doing repasses. So oftentimes they're looking to build partnerships and relationships with venues because a lot of funeral homes may don't have the bandwidth or the size to fulfill these repasses. And the dope thing about repasses are they normally on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So you're cleaning up, picking up events that you wouldn't generally have during the week anyhow. Courtney, what cameras do you use? I don't know. I think Z Moto. I'm not sure. I don't want to lie to you. If you're talking about for our event spaces, how do you send your emails with your products automatically? It's something called Zapier. I have a team that sets that up. Do you have a sales funnel template? Yes, we do. I partner with Courtney at Aleje. Shout out to Courtney. She's dope. And had my Oblay store. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. How can I promote our new business deal? I would look for influencers. You got to really I believe that's like an MLM. So you got to really get out there. You got to do presentations. Like you got to get out there. You got to let people know you exist. You got to hustle. It ain't no quick way around that. One of my business partners, they just launched a new MLM. He's in houses doing presentations. He on stages. And I'm talking about he's already up. He's doing good for himself, but he out here grinding. So that's not you chill. You got to put some work in. What's some tips you have for somebody preparing a book signing event? Get as many people there as you can. Market it. Ask everybody, call everybody who's coming, ask them to bring a guest. I don't know if you're selling the books there. Of course, sell the books there, sign copies of the books, run ads about it. And just literally, I tell something that and I don't do it anymore, but one of the things I tell people, one of the most underutilized traffic sources is your contact book in your phone. reach out and text and contact everybody you know. Make it a big deal that you're having a book signing, that you will love to see them there. Like, hey girl, it's Neo. I'm putting their name in, right? Hey, Ebony, it's Neo. Hope your day is going great. I got some big news. December 11th, I'm dropping my very first book. I'm having a book signing. I wanted to know, could you come? Here's the link. I wanted to know, would you be willing to support? Here's the link. And you go message everybody in your phone book. No holds barred. Like, y'all, we got to get back to grinding. A lot of people be like, yo, Neo, how did you get here? I grinded, y'all. It ain't no shortcut. Like, I ain't going to sit here, try to give you guys a bunch of shortcuts. The shortcut is the work. You got to put some work in, period. It ain't no, yes, you can do it fast. Yes, there's certain things that will happen. Luck can happen, but you really just got to put that work in, y'all. Like, when I finish this video, I got to go record 15 videos. I do not feel like doing it, honestly. But guess what happens if I don't do it? Delay. What happens if I don't do it? I don't get the results that I want. So you got to put that work in. Hey, Tawana, based on what you just said, sometimes it's not about creating a irresistible offer for the holiday. Because let's get real, y'all. Sometimes this Black Friday thing is going to be short-lived. Like, you put all this energy in to this 2 days and you don't get the results, and you may feel discouraged. Work on creating your irresistible offer so you could sell it forever. What you're saying about government contracting sounds good. I think you need to teach some people, get some people some results. Again, I don't know what you got going on. And like, literally, we just hired a government contracting coach to come teach one of our groups. We just did that today. Like, I'm intrigued by that government contract. I believe like people should learn that. I think that's a skill that, like, if you get a $50 million contract, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? So I think you just got to talk to the right people. Let me know if this is helpful too, y'all. I'm probably knock out 10, 15 more questions, 10. But I just wanted to come on here and just give you pure value. Let me know in the comments if this has been helpful for you. Yeah, we'll take some YouTube questions. How do I sell a coaching program to entrepreneurs and people with little money that are just starting this journey like most of us did in the beginning? Good question. One, you can start with continuity. Two, like, one of the things is value content. Start putting out so much good content that people literally gotta come see you. I'm gonna preach that to the mountaintops. Like, your name must become synonymous with what it is that you do. Everybody need to know you exist for something, and then people are gonna want to know what you got going on. And here's another thing. Why do you just say, I want to go talk to people who have little to no money? Why? Don't go talk to people that have little to no money. Go talk to people that have money. See some more. I'm answering some questions we got on our YouTube here. 1 second. What would you use as order bumps in your funnel if you were running a fitness company? And how would you take your current clients and turn it into a continuity program or group? So if I'm running a fitness program, I'm probably going to put in like some trainings I did as a bump. I'll probably put in a meal guide as a bump. And I will reach out to all of the individuals who ever bought something, let them know you got something special, put them all on a call and educate them on what you got and make an offer to them. That's what I would do. All right. What shout out pages work for personal and business programs? All of them, honestly. You have to figure out one that works. Like, we just reintroduced shout outs again, and they don't work how they used to work. Meaning you got to switch things up. Like, You got to go look on that page. It's not like before. It used to be take one image, go slap that on 100 pages. That's what we used to do. Just ramble. Now we go look at their page. We looking at how they writing their copy. We're looking at, are they putting videos up? Are they putting pictures up? And then we're following what they do. One page y'all can reach out on Instagram. It's called Black Wealth Crew. Tell them Neo sent you. That's a good page to start with promo. And then when you follow that page, it will show you a bunch of other pages that may make sense for you. That's a good question. I'm not a Twitter expert, so I really can't answer it, Sonia. Anything I don't know, I don't act like I know. How can I get my business large numbers of Twitter followers to start following on IG? I don't play enough with Twitter for me to come up with a strategy on that, but I would probably incentivize those Twitter followers, like give a $1,000 giveaway, $500 giveaway for everybody who follows you from Twitter to Instagram. That's probably what I would do. I wrote an affirmation journal for children. I am and you are too. ABC affirmation journal. I got it on Amazon. How do I market it better? I wouldn't just have it on Amazon. I will go ahead and put it through a funnel so you can go ahead and acquire. The thing about Amazon is dope, but you're not getting your customer's name. You're not getting their number. You're not getting their email. So you're not getting no customer data. So you can't even sell that customer who just bought something else. So my step one would be putting my book in my own funnel. Jerome, I don't have any recommendations of ad agencies for you that I'm going to recommend to you because I need to know more about your business to recommend ad agencies for you. Larry, man, I'm starting a fund soon. Larry said, Neo, when will you put a group of your followers, students together to invest in a community, purchasing commercial real estate? It's funny, we're going to be purchasing real estate in other businesses 2023. So I'm really excited. I'm building with my guy Pat. We're building a 56 unit building. We didn't raise any money for that. We just did it ourselves. But there will be opportunities like that just to buy into what we got going on. Let me know if that's even of interest. Like, I'm not going to really promote that to everybody. Ramisha, how do I get access to do my own journal and customize to my business name? Honestly, I will go find some Facebook groups and ask in there, like creative Facebook groups. It's somebody named Shannon Wooden. I would ask Shannon Wooden. Her name is Innate Labs on Instagram. Tell her I sent you. She could probably assist you with that because she does a bunch of design work around that. What team building events do you do with your staff? We haven't done many, so we're starting that now, actually, with our HR. I need a couple ideas because I grew from 2 to 50 employees in 1 year, so I'm trying to figure out how to build a strong relationship with the staff. Andrew, that's fire. I would say you need to hire HR and let them manage and do all of that for you. That's not my greatest skill set. I'm working on building and developing our staff better, honestly. What were email apps? Any email app work? We use ConvertKit. Yeah, MailChimp works as well. Hey, Neo, I'm a personal trainer. I do network marketing. I love helping people with their health. However, I don't want to get burnt out from training clients. How would you recommend I work smarter? Take them clients online. And everybody write it down. You got to find a way to go from one to one to one to many. How can you serve the same? Right now, think about this. I would be burnt out. I don't do one-on-one coaching. I do have a VIP day that we just started where you come spend a full day with me and my team. Now, again, it's a 6-figure investment, right? So I'm like, yeah, I'll do the one-on-one, right? So, like, I'll do a one-on-one with you. But think about this concept. Just say it's 400 people here all through every platform we up on right now. What if I had to answer and call everybody one and answer all of these questions? If we would be here till tomorrow, right? So I say all that to say is that will burn you out. So I'm coming along and I'm talking to 400 people at one time, being able to serve everybody. Everybody's getting even greater results because I'm serving everybody. So I would say you got to immediately take the training portal online. Look at my one of my good friends, Fit with Fabi, and they went from one client to 28,000 women training all at one time. 3 more questions, y'all. We're going to wrap it up. Let me know if this was helpful for y'all. What are the main types of email sequences we should set up? Nurture, abandon, cart. How long do you do? Some of your sequences, 7 email. Yeah. So honestly, Mario, so we got a nurture sequence. So anybody who comes into our emails, they're going to get nurtured, right? We got a sequence where we're just selling you products. So we do something like value, sell, right? So we're going to make bunch of value emails. Another way to sell in every email is do a PS. PS, also make sure you click the link here to learn more about this. So honestly, bro, you're going to at some point need to have 100 emails. But it may be a series of the numbers that you broke down are good. Like you want to have launch emails, you want to have waitlist emails. It really depends on the business. But I believe if you are not sending your customer email at least once a week, you're doing a great disservice to yourself and your business and your customer. Lady Noreen, when getting my LLC for my event is for your event space, can I add a lot to the business? Yeah, I would just make it a general LLC if you're adding all of that stuff, but you do want to make sure you just had a proper insurance because it sound like you got a lot that's going to be going on, but they're all going to be around that realm of what you're doing now. Cool. All right, y'all. So listen, hopefully that was helpful, everybody. Just wanted to come on here, add as much value as I could. Hope you guys got a lot of value from this particular session. Please continue to watch the next videos as we dive deeper and give you more game. Enjoy the next videos. Thank y'all so much for tuning in.